My dad was Lieutenant Commander Frank Wittwer, and he was a fighter pilot in the Navy.
He had wanted to go to join the Army since he was a kid. In his platoon, he was the one that took new people under his wing.
Since he was very little, he had the desire to serve. He had big plans.
I used to call him my nutty professor for a reason. He would do anything to make you laugh. He had a huge heart of gold.
I remember being woken up in the morning by my mom and Miss Kathy, who was a family friend of ours. And they came into mine and my sister's room, and I sat in Miss Kathy's lap, and my sister sat in my mom's lap, and they told us that my dad was in a jet crash, and he died, and he wasn't coming home.
We opened the door. My husband was in tears, and I turned to my left, and I saw two military persons. Juan was just not with us anymore.
And then they started with, I regret to inform you that Newman was killed. And then they didn't leave me alone. They sat with me.
I come in, I'm walking, closer to the door, and all of a sudden I see my father standing there, my mother, my uncle. And at that point, I'm, kind of like, what's going on? And then I see the military behind them. And that was probably the worst day of my family history.
I read a quote that said, "In your worst days, go for a good run." And it's true. My first years I was running, but I was running to the cemetery. It was not healthy for me. After we found out about Wear Blue, Run to Remember, I'm running. But I'm running to the vet clinics to serve our veterans.
My husband died 15 days before their birthday. They share a birthday. Gwilym wasn't supposed to be due by that. At that time, he was actually 6 weeks premature. And they thought it would be a good idea for Gwilym because they'd seen how he'd struggled to bond with others, and they saw how quiet he was, and that he was really looking to understand what had happened and to understand why he didn't have a dad. He found other kids just like him who were grieving just like him, who had the same experiences of losing a parent they don't know. He's come alive because of that.
The company that I work for, they sponsor Wear Blue's Marine Corps Marathon in Arlington, Virginia. So they wanted to make sure that they could honor Isaiah by putting him on the Blue Mile and having his photo out there. Everything that I felt when I was there in Arlington is what kept me connected to Wear Blue.
There is something to remember, Juan, would be believe in yourself. And if you want to do something, you can do it.
My dad was very strong in his faith, and I think that being able to serve others through his time in the Navy really was an example of that. My responsibility and my siblings' responsibility to really live that out.
Remember to live. Remember to enjoy. And remember to treasure your family. Because they're everything. And one day you may not have it.
Gold Stars, we talk about how we're in this club that nobody ever wants to be really a part of, but you can't leave. War has a face. That he was a person. He could have been anybody's son, uncle, brother. He fought for something that he believed in, and he died while doing that. Just dare to live, because he lived life to the fullest.